Welcome back, guys. Automotive Inc. here. So more work on the '08 D-Max. I just did a filter change, the fuel filter. It does not have in the frame one, so you don't have to worry about that for this year. And right there is the transmission filter. Looks like somebody went cheap and put a Fram on there. So we are going to put the OEM one. So this little guy is the TF950, and what I like to do is I'll put a little bit of the transmission fluid in there before I put it on there. And then, guys, if you're going to own one of these Duramaxes with the spin-off filter, I just recommend you get this tool for all of your oil filters, all of your transmission filters that are external. It'll save you a headache. It'll save you time. It'll save you a headache. So it's like $4. So we are going to get underneath here. Now this 1-ton dually is not very tall, so if you have your favorite shirt on, don't like you getting greasy, your gooey wax coated frame may get on your shirt. This one's worn down a smidge after 50,000 miles, so don't worry about it too much. Probably put a little drop box down there just to catch any crapola, but let's get into it. Should take you about 5 minutes. As far as transmission fluid goes, doesn't really matter. I think they all come out of the same thing and everything like that. So this one says right here, full synthetic multi-transmission for vehicles, GM, Toyota. Don't even worry about this. You need to go to the back here and make sure it hits the high points of what you're needing. So for this Allison transmission, it takes Dextron 6. It says meets and exceeds all of that, and it goes higher and higher, whatnot. But we need to make sure that when we, come to an issue, we can say, I know I put the right crap in there. So, all right, guys, so the key thing is there's going to be some of the fluid that's going to come out when you spin that filter loose. So that's why I put a little catch can there and just kind of catch it. Now we're going to get back underneath there. I took that one off. It's not going to be a lot, and so you probably won't even need enough fluid to really add any fluid. Typically, if you need to add any fluid, it's less than a pint in these automatic transmissions. If for some reason you do a check later and it is way low and you didn't lose a lot when you change that filter, you probably have an issue. So I'd look for puddles, obviously, and then if not, and this is a new vehicle too, I'd definitely take it in and have somebody take a look at it, because it should never really be that low unless there's just some obvious leak. All right, so when you take off the filter, again, it had a Fram on there, spin it off, there is a magnet that's going to stay up on the actual threaded tube that goes into the transmission and into the filter. If you take that off, make sure you pay attention to the orientation of it. You always just want to put everything back the way it is. So if you're going to take it off and clean it, that is your opportunity to look and see if there's any metal fragments on there. But nah, it looked really clean. Again, I take that filter and I just fill the filter with transmission fluid, because the transmission filter I took off was full, so I just refilled it with that, and then what ran out was probably infinitesimal at that point, so we're not even going to really put a splash in there until we drive it again. Again, what you'll do is you'll get that on there and that's tightened. I will put a description, in the description, the actual part number for that little guy, and this job with the tool, I'll put all that in there, so if you want to just make it easier on yourself, then you can. And all in all, you're probably talking, like I said, 15-20 minutes for this job, and that's probably mostly going to be cleanup after that. And for the guys that say my 2024 is not an Allison transmission, this one is branded on the oil pan, which is a good distinctive measure of that. And then just keeping in mind, guys, GM owned Allison, so they're still basically one the same. All right, guys, I hope this helped you to figure out how to spin that off. Again, it's just going to be lefty-loosey, spin it off, spin the new one back on. That's it. There's nothing else to do about it. And if you want to do a transmission fluid check, you can. Follow the procedure outlined in your manual. The truck's not warm, and I'm going to change the oil next, so I won't be doing that check to show you, but you can follow the procedure there. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Hit the subscribe button and the like, and we'll see you on the next one.